Hi guys! I'm here with you to share tip number 1 for your 10 ways to simplify the healthy lifestyle. And tip number 1 is stay hydrated. And I know you guys have all heard this before, it's nothing groundbreaking or new, and yet I know so many people who just aren't drinking enough water. It's really a great habit to get into, it gets easier over time, so let's talk about it a little bit. So how much water do you need? Generally, women are recommended to have about 9 cups, which is about 2.2 liters. Men are recommended to have 13 cups, which is equal to 3 liters. A way I like to remember it is to drink half of your body weight in ounces. So for me, I'm 140 pounds. That would be 70 ounces of water, which is equal to just under 9 cups. So pretty close to the general guideline recommendation. Now, if it's hot out, if you're super active, if you're working out really hard, you might need more water. Some people need more, some people need less. So that's why I say these are, recommendations and guidelines. It's not like set in stone. So you should experiment with it a bit. But if you think you can get away with drinking, 3 glasses of water and feel good, no, you need more water. So, like I said, it gets easier. If you're trying to go from drinking 2 glasses of water a day to 9 glasses, it's going to feel like a lot in the beginning, but your body will adjust, and over time it won't feel like such a crazy amount. Alright, so that's how many cups of water you want to drink, but you also need to take into account the other food you're eating and other beverages that you are having, because some foods are hydrating and some foods are dehydrating. So this is going to have an effect on how hydrated we are overall. So some hydrating foods could be cucumber, lettuce, tomato, spinach, strawberries, grapefruit, and broccoli. And some dehydrating foods, the most obvious would be caffeine, alcohol, and salty foods. Remember that caffeine can include tea as well as coffee. But generally, since tea doesn't have as much caffeine and you're using water, it's not going to be as dehydrating. Now, you don't have to avoid those things completely. It just means make sure you're limiting them. If you're having a lot of them, like you're drinking a lot of alcohol, make sure you drink more water. But some other dehydrating foods that people might not think of can be like a high protein diet. If you're consuming a lot of protein, you might actually be a little dehydrated. Foods with asparagine, if I'm saying that right. These are things like asparagus, parsley, and artichokes. They have kind of a diuretic effect, and so that can also make us a little dehydrated. Again, doesn't mean you should avoid these vegetables, just be aware. If you're eating a lot of them, maybe have another cup of water. And also foods that are high in sugar. Sugar always seems to be a problem, and it can be dehydrating. So keep that in mind when you're drinking your water. Now, how about some ways to make sure you're getting enough water and making it easy on yourself? Because I think for a lot of people, that's the problem. If you're out all day, maybe you're not drinking water, or maybe you're at home and you just forget. So I would say, please don't buy bottled water. I think bottled water is kind of this big joke played on all of us, where these companies are getting rich basically selling us tap water, or water that's actually even worse than our tap water. It's not high quality, and I don't really understand why so many people are still buying it. Because, not only are you not getting really high quality water, but then you're also dealing with all this plastic, and we know most people are not recycling it, so it's a problem. So try not to do water bottles. Try to have a reusable water bottle. You can buy more than one. They're pretty inexpensive. I recommend going with glass or stainless steel. Some people find glass kind of heavy, so stainless steel is a nice light option, but it's whatever you prefer, maybe buy a couple different kinds and see what you find yourself gravitating towards. You might like to use glass at home, but maybe you want to keep stainless steel in the car. It's a nice one in the car too, because if it's hot and the sun is on it, it's not going to affect it the way a plastic water bottle would. Another thing are filters. I could do a whole talk on filters because there's so many kinds, and they're definitely not all created equal. I know Brita filters are very commonly known. They're not the best out there. You can get filters that just get rid of, the chlorine, just kind of just a basic. There's filters that kind of get rid of everything, but unfortunately that means you're also getting rid of some of the good stuff that's in water, some of the minerals. You don't want to filter that out. So I'm going to say, do your own research, look into it. There's a ton of options out there, but they're very good options, and there's very affordable options. So don't think that you definitely cannot drink your tap water or that tap water is so gross, because there's probably a filter you can buy to make that water taste better and be better for you. All water is definitely not created equal. It's important to have really high quality water. It's something that I've been learning along the way too, just what a difference it makes when you're having higher quality water. So yeah, I know a lot of people are enjoying fruit-infused water these days, and that can be a really great option. You want to be a little careful about sugar, I guess, but generally, if you just have fruit in your water, you're not going to get a ton of sugar unless you're going crazy with it. Lemon water is super healthy, especially first thing in the morning, but there are all sorts of mixes you can do, and Pinterest is your friend. Go on there and look for fruit-infused water. You'll see so many options. You can do crazy things like mint and ginger and all sorts of things. So that can be a way, if you're getting bored of water, to make it kind of fun and exciting again, and kids can like it, get excited about it. All right, so if you find you are forgetting to drink water, I know I still have days sometimes where it's 4 o'clock and I'm like, oh my god, I've hardly had any water today. And you want to space it out through the day and actually kind of taper off as you get towards the evening, because you don't want to go to bed with like a full bladder. So you could try setting a reminder on your phone, just something really simple to remind you, every hour or so to drink some water. You can also set like a timer if you're at home. You can keep a reusable water bottle in the car, like I mentioned. That way, you're never without it. You don't have that excuse. At home, I like to keep a glass bottle of water in the fridge. I think it holds like half a liter. And that way I know it's like good, ready to go. Yeah. I don't have a filter right now and my ice cube tray is not working. So putting it in the fridge has been my way of making sure I'm still drinking enough water. So that would probably be the biggest tip, is just find what works for you. Find what makes you drink the most water, whether you need fruit in it, or you need a pretty water bottle, or you need 5 pretty water bottles. Whatever it is, experiment, see what works, and stay hydrated. Your body will thank you, not only on the inside, but the outside. A lot of people who have very nice glowing skin, stay well hydrated. All right, see you next week.